On December 16th, 2000, Mike Williams disappeared without a trace in Florida. This would go on to become one of Florida's coldest cases in history. Meet Mike Williams. Mike Williams was an avid outdoorsman, a husband, and a father. He was very happily married to his wife Denise, who they met on the first day of 9th grade. Throughout high school, they were said to be the typical high school couple. Mike was a football player and Denise a cheerleader. Together, they were a very happy couple and welcomed a child into their life. On December 16th, 2000, Mike went out to do some duck hunting at Lake Seminole in Florida. He told everyone he was going alone, which wasn't out of the ordinary for him. He was expected to be home pretty early in the afternoon due to the fact that this was also his anniversary with Denise. When he didn't return though, Denise grew worried. Denise contacted authorities who went to Lake Seminole only to find Mike's truck. Mike's truck was still hooked up to the trailer, which did not have his boat on it. Mike's shoes were left in the car, which led everybody to believe that he was out on his boat with his waders on. Mike's wife came out to begin searching as well, along with Mike's best friend, who he also met on the first day of 9th grade. Meet Brian Winchester. Brian, Denise, and Mike were the trio throughout high school. Brian helped the authorities check the waters for Mike. They weren't sure what to expect. That wasn't until they did find Mike's boat. The boat was empty, which led authorities to believe that Mike had been thrown out of the boat at some point. And with that being said, he had his waders on, which if those fill up with water, he is going to the bottom of gator-infested waters. As it got dark outside, authorities called off the search for the day. After days of searching, Mike was declared dead. Mike's mother absolutely refused to believe that he was dead. She knew that he was out there somewhere. He was just missing. So she continued to do searches. She continued to gather people to search for him. Whether it was dead or alive, she needed some closure. 6 months after Mike was pronounced dead, they found a pair of waders that had washed ashore. Mike's mom contacted authorities with this newly found evidence, but when authorities got there, they found something a little funky with these waders. Because waders are rubberized, after a long period of time in the water, they typically get pretty sticky, gooey, slimy, gross. These waders could have been brand new and were obviously planted there by somebody. Authorities knew that something was up. His mom knew that something was up, so they reopened the search, which was more so an investigation at this point. Years went by and nothing came about of the case. 17 years later, Mike's mom found something that would be groundbreaking for the search. She found that just before Mike's death, he opened up a life insurance policy worth over $1 million. Of course, written to receive that is his wife. What makes it even weirder is that only 3 years after Mike's death, Brian and Denise got married. And at the time of Mike's death, Brian's family was in the insurance business. It was discovered that Mike had nothing to do with this insurance policy, and it was opened by Brian. After this was discovered in 2017, Brian admitted to murdering Mike. He went out duck hunting with him that morning and threw him overboard. After he threw him overboard, he was expecting him to just sink to the bottom in his waders. But Mike swam up to a tree stump and held on for dear life. Brian stated that he then took a shotgun that they had aboard and shot Mike in the head. He led authorities to where he buried him, which was about 50 miles away from the lake and only 5 miles away from Mike's mom's house. Both Brian and Denise were found guilty of their crimes and locked up. Mike's mom was given closure.